Hey guys, welcome back to the part 2 of the bus matrix repair series. Today we'll be changing out the bad switches that we have found previously, so let's dive right into it. Alright, first things first, we are going to need to pull all the channels that we're going to be working on. Alright, now that that's done, let's pull number 6 first. Then pry the channel. Gently. Make sure you don't break anything because these things are pretty old and fragile. And voila! The channel comes out. So let's take a look at our channel. So here's the part where the switches are. Take a look here. So they're here like this, and this part folds out just like a phone book, like this way. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, let's open this thing up now. There are a few screws that we're going to have to undo first. Here's one. Here's number 2. And here's number 3. Make sure you don't lose them, because these are pretty tough to find. There's one more thing we got to do before we do this. There is a little cylindrical thing that's precluding this thing from coming out. We're going to have to take that out too. I'll show you that in a second. Here's number 4. And here's the cylindrical thing that I was talking about. If you don't take that out, you won't be able to take out the channel and unfold the thing. Alright. Let's try to unfold this now. Okay. And it should all come out without any problems. And here we go. So now we can work on our switch. Alright, before I start desoldering, I like to add a little bit of fresh solder to here so that desoldering would be a lot smoother. All this stuff was done on really ancient and like one of the earliest soldering tables, so sometimes you get cracked joints and things like that. In a lot of cases you have to reflow these things. Alright, drum roll. Try to get our switch off. Sometimes you have to jiggle the contacts side to side. It doesn't want to come out, well, it doesn't always want to come out immediately, so you might want to kind of wiggle the contacts back and forth. So that you break them free. I'm going to jiggle them some more, so eventually it's going to break free and come off. Alright, let's try to pry it a little bit. almost. Just a little more. And here we go. And the switch is out, just like this. Here's the old switch. So that's gonna go bye-bye. Make sure that you didn't strip anything, so everything looks clean here so far. Let me try to focus here for you. Right there. Here's the DG key part number. Well, Mouser pretty much doesn't matter where you buy them from, but in this case it's DG key. Focus that a little bit. Here's the new switch. Fits like a glove, pretty much like the original one. So what I like to do is to add a little bit of solder onto the iron, like this. Hold the switch down, or whatever you solder that's got many logs like this, and hit one corner from the top right and one corner from the bottom left, diagonally, like this. So that when you press the switch from the other side, it'll stay put. So now that we have 2 points secured like this, the switch isn't going to go anywhere. So then you can solder all the other logs easily, and it won't move while you're doing it. Alright, check our work. Looks good to me. Alright, so then we are going to button this whole thing up. Alright, we're going to put this thing gently in there, just like this. We got to make sure that all the LEDs will fit back in the same way they were there before. Alright, that looks good. Okay, and alright. I'm assuming this is a standoff that, I don't know what the name for this thing is. I think it's a standoff. Alright. Just like from the factory. Alright, let's put our caps back on. And perfect. Number 6 is ready. Alright, let's pull number 8 now. So I already pried it out. All we have to do is just to pull it. And there we have it. The switch's out. So let me check one more time. For this one, for number 8 is just 11 and 12. Okay, so it's just one switch for us to do. Alrighty then. Let's grab the new one. Let's put the new one in. Alright. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to grab it on this side. And I'm going to grab it on the bottom. like that. So now I can just easily do all the rest, all the other ones. Alright, all done. Let's put it back together just the same way we did the previous one. Alright, let's pull number 11 now. Put number 8 back. Carefully pry that out. And there we go. It's all free. Here we go. Alright, for channel 11 we have 15, 16, and 19, 20. And here we go. Just like so. So on to the next one. And the other one's out now. Here we go. Alright, let me pop the replacements in. Here's one. Very nice. Alright, let's get on to number 19 now. Here we go. Number 19 is out. Alright, so for number 19, if I look at my trusty sheet that says that we have a bad odd-even switch, which is on the bus matrix, and a shorted LED. So that's a bit of a new thing comparing to what we've done before. So let's get to it. You know what? Actually, this channel looks to be a slightly different revision than all the other ones. It looks like it's a little bit older than everything else. There'll be some complications in changing out this one right here. For the short and LED that I mentioned before, I've decided to replace the switch and the LED just to make sure, just not to guess which one of them has a short, because I actually have both, and it's a pretty easy thing to do. And so in order for me to access the LED, I have to take off the switch, which means I might as well replace the switch since I have to take it off. So that's basically the deal. Off we go. There we go. Switch is out. And now I'm going to get the LED out. Or maybe I should just try to solder it out. Alright. Let's clear the openings. I understand this is probably as exciting as watching paint dry, but it's all a part of it as well, unless you want to pay some guy like exorbitant amounts of money to do this. Alright, so next thing is I'm going to have to take a picture with my phone of a wiring here. There's some budge work over here that I'm going to have to take a picture of, so before I can start desoldering stuff. Just get this off. Ooh. Alright, and we should be able to start desoldering the switch. Here's the switch right here. So pretty much the same thing we've done before. We're going to have to refresh all the solder joints so we don't struggle getting it out. And we're ready for extraction. And just like this, the switch comes out, no problem. Okay, now I'm going to have to harness a healthy switch from a spare channel that I have. Right here says spare in it. Alright, same things with the spare, so we're gonna have to we're gonna refresh those solder joints and take out the good switch. Alright, that's all good to go. We get our solder pump and start extracting. Alright, try to take it out. Alright, after a little bit of playing around with it, the switch finally came out. So here we go. So that's our replacement. This is pretty much like Mad Max, you know, cannibalizing stuff and making stuff up and all that sort of stuff. Here's the LED that I extracted from the board from channel 11. And if we test it, here's one way, and here is the other way. we can see there's absolutely nothing on the meter. That means the LED is open. So that's why all the lights would go out when you press that button. I actually thought it was shorted, but turns out to be the other way around. And here's a healthy one, for example. Here's the one that's actually good. Here is one way. Is nothing. And here's the other way. We got 1,000. 1,000 of somethings. So that's a good one. So this one we're gonna put. Alright, so I already did the factory badge work that they had on there before. These two wires right here. The red wire and the white wire. So now I'm going to put the switch back in. Alright, the switch is in. Now it's time to flip this over and solder it in. Alright, let's check our work. Looking good. Alright, now it's time to put a new switch and an LED in. The LED. Just like this. I'm gonna grab one side of it so I can get the other side. Just like this. Alright. Should get it from the top. Alright, that's it for LED. And we're gonna get a new switch now. Alright. I got about 30 replacements just in case I'm gonna, end up replacing a lot of them. Alright, the switch is in. Time to close it up and move on to the next channel. Alright, channel 21. Alright, for channel 21 we have button number 5-6 and button number 3-4. So let's get on to it. So here they are, 3-4 and 5-6. Alright, so let's go ahead and refresh the joints now. Alright, let's put the new ones in. Alright, check our work. Make sure we didn't miss any. Alright. And that's that. The switches are in. Alright, so I went all the way up to number 24, which I'm not going to be doing today, and plus it's got some bus driver issues. I'll be looking at that later. So it's the moment of truth now. Let's fire this thing up and see what happens. Alright, on channel 6 we had bus number 20 that didn't work. So let's take a look now. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, yay! So we got 19, 20 now. 24, 21, 22, and 23, 24. So channel 6 is fixed now. Both banks are perfect. Let's check our list and go on to number 8. Let's go ahead and check channel 8, buses 11 and 12. Plugging into number 8. Here we go. So we got 1, 2. 3, 4 is bad. 3, 4 is still funny, so that might gonna have to be replaced. Just what I was saying prior to this about, you know, gradually, you know, phasing out all these issues. So 3 and 4 is still not behaving, so I say we'll replace the switch next time. Let me spray that again. Let me try to spray this. So if after a few attempts like this isn't not gonna go away and just gonna, you know, persist and keep on doing this, I think it'd be a good idea just to replace the switch in the end. Alright, looks like we gotta do this one as well. 7, 8, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. 9, 10, 11, 12. Why is 11 still dead? Well, it looks like 11 is still dead on channel 8, so well, we'll have to look deeper into that. Why 11 is not coming up. Alright, let's move on. Alright, let's move on to number 11. Alright. Let's see what we got. 3 and 4, 5, 6, good. 7, 8's funny. Ay, not good. I guess we'll have to replace that as well, since it's just not. Alright, let's get to 15, 16, and 19, 20. 13, 14, 15, 16, perfect. 17, 18. Oh, 19's still dead. That's very interesting. That might be a bad solder joint or a broken trace in that case. 19 is still dead. After replacing the switch, that most likely is a bad solder joint or a bad trace. Well, looks like 19 and 15 are still not cooperating, so I'm thinking it's either bad, cold solder joints or broken traces. I'll have to look closer at why this isn't working. Alright, next up is channel 19. There we had a bad switch. We had a bad odd even switch and a bad LED. Alright, that looks good. Everything seemed to be working again. The switch is doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's odd, even. Alright, let's check channel 21 now. On channel 21 we had buses 5, 6, and 3, 4 that were giving us problems. 1, 2, 3, 4s, which we fixed. Perfect, excellent. 5, 6, wonderful. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12. So channel 21 is done. It's perfect. So I guess you win 2, you lose 2. So we'll have to come back to this later. Alright, so next up we're going to be looking at channel 8 and channel 11 on a subject of broken traces or cold solder joints, since swapping the switches didn't help. Sometimes, when you're not that amazing at troubleshooting and you don't have 20 years of experience being an electronics engineer, you end up being a loose parts cannon. That happens, but what are you gonna do? This board needs, this console needs an overhaul anyway. So replacing some odd switches is actually only going to benefit the situation. So with that said, I'll see you on the next one.